So, hi everyone. The topic that I have taken up today for discussion is MM proposition. So, I have decided to divide this particular concept into two parts. First, we'll discuss the proposition without taxes in one video, and in the other video, we'll discuss the MM proposition with taxes. So, before getting into the details, first, from an overview point of, from an over, to give everyone an overview about the proposition, what is the basic argument of this proposition? So it basically states that a company's capital structure has no impact on the overall value of the company. So it is trying to state that the sources from which you get your funds, whether it be debt, equity, preference shares, whatever, it will not impact the overall value of your company. So before getting into the main theory and arguments, first we have some assumptions to take to understand. First, there are no transaction costs, taxes, or bankruptcy costs. Second, investors can borrow and lend at the risk-free rate that is prevailing in the economy. Third, investors have homogeneous expectations. This basically means that they have the same expectation related to the cash flows generated by a company. Next, there is no conflict of interest between managers and the shareholders. That is, there are no agency costs involved. And finally, the investment decisions do not get impacted by financing decisions. This means that, let's say we have two projects to consider. One gives us a 25% IRR, second one gives us a 20% IRR. So it makes sense to go for a project with a higher IRR, and that decision will not get impacted because we are, sourcing sourcing our funds for that particular project from debt or equity or any other source. So our investment decisions will not get impacted by financing decisions. So coming to the main argument of this particular proposition, so the MM approach basically states that the value of a company which has taken leverage, we'll we'll call it a leveraged company, and a company which has not taken leverage, that is an unleveraged company, their value will be same, considering that both the companies are identical in all sense except the capital structure. So as far as the capital structure is concerned, it's basically the debt equity mix that they have. So it does not matter what debt equity mix they have, if on all the other, if we consider all the other characteristics, if they are identical in nature, and if they have a different capital structure as well, the both the companies will have the same overall value. Now, the main argument of this theory is that if, let's say, in one particular in a company, debt increases significantly, so what will happen? Because of the rise in debt, your riskiness increases. And riskiness increases for whom? The owners of the company. Who are the owners? The equity shareholders. So once the risk in the company will increase because of the increase in debt, the equity shareholders will demand a higher compensation, or because of which our cost of equity will rise subsequently. So the cost of equity will rise up to the level where it exactly offsets the impact of using cheaper debt, because we know the cost of debt is low as compared to the cost of equity. So the cost of equity will rise up to a level where it exactly offsets the impact of using cheaper debt, and the overall cost of capital, which includes our both cost of debt and cost of equity, will remain the same. So that's the main argument that MM proposition puts forward. This part is without taxes. We'll see with taxes how this proposition changes in the next video. So we can conclude that there is a linear relationship between the cost of equity and the debt equity mix of the company. So we can say that the cost of equity will rise when the debt equity ratio increases, but my KO or my WACC, that is the overall cost of capital, will remain the same. And that can be seen in the formula below as well. That is KE, cost of equity, is equal to K0, cost of capital, plus in bracket cost of capital minus cost of debt multiplied by the debt equity mix. So as my debt equity mix, or basically the debt equity ratio, will increase, my cost of equity will also increase, but my overall cost of capital will remain the same. So that was all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye.